Hi, everyone. I'm Brooke, one of the co-founders of Paction. Today, we're here with Laura Gillet, a canine scientist, psychologist, and ethologist. Laura is a PhD candidate studying canine science at Eötvös University in Budapest, Hungary. Her research topics include the cost and benefits of dog ownership and the evolving role of dogs in Western societies. So today I have a few questions for Laura as part of our Responsible Dog Ownership series. Okay, so let's chat about her recent publication in Nature Scientific Reports on the perceived costs and benefits of companionship dogs. So welcome, Laura.
Thank you, Brooke, for having me today. It's my pleasure.
Okay, great. Let's jump right into it. So in your study, participants were generally satisfied with their dogs and perceived more benefits than the cost of dog ownership. So in layman's terms, can you describe the basic essence of your findings and, importantly, what they mean for people thinking about getting a dog?
Yes, so for this study, we aim to develop a new way of assessing the pros and cons of dog ownership. So what we did is that we created a list of neutral statements about dog ownership, and we asked dog owners to rate how much they considered each statement to be an advantage or a disadvantage. We also included at the end an open-ended question so people could describe in their own words what they considered the biggest benefit and the biggest cost of having a dog. So, like you said, we found that the statements perceived as positive largely outweighed those perceived as negative. What most people considered as the main benefits of having a dog relate to the emotional aspect of it. So this includes support during difficult times, unconditional love, stability, loyalty. Another important positive aspect was the increased physical activity and the improvement of the daily routines. Conversely, the biggest price to pay, according to owners, was having to face the pet's passing, which can be an emotional hardship. However, most costs were actually practical. So, for instance, you have to find an appropriate housing, or you have to arrange care for the dog during your absences. Interestingly, the commitment involved in dog ownership was perceived by some as a burden, but by others as a positive thing. So, in other words, while some people enjoyed that dogs required a lot of care, training, affection, which also means investing time in the dog, others found it more difficult to manage.
Wow, yeah, no, it's a very complex situation. I mean, it really depends on your household. There's, the type of work you do. There's so many factors involved. And it's really, really cool that you guys are studying all of that on a scientific level, rather than, the case sort of studies that we hear from different dog owners. So super cool that you guys are being very analytical about all of this. Yes. Okay. So the next question I have for you is about the financial costs. So, your study found that financial costs, especially the unexpected medical and health related expenses, were cited very frequently among, the highest like costs and benefits. And this is a topic that Paction is very passionate about as well. We've developed the ultimate dog cost calculator to help prospective pup parents assess whether or not they're really ready for the financial commitment. And the tool really serves as sort of this educational process of going through the calculator to really understand all the different factors involved that you might not think about before you decide to get a dog. But my question for you is, did you observe any differences among owners who were better prepared financially even, and what future studies need to be done to help assess preparedness?
Yes, so like you said, these financial costs were massively cited by owners when they answered the open-ended question. So when we ask them, this is the first thing that comes to their mind. In fact, I think it was more than 95% of people who wrote that these were the greatest cost of dog ownership. So this include, yes, routine health expenses and unexpected vet bills. And the food also people mentioned, especially if they need high quality food or special food for allergic dogs or dogs with other health conditions. And some expenses that sometimes people don't think about, but are quite high on the long run, are the training cost, grooming, especially if you get certain types of dogs, like certain breeds with difficult hair to manage, the toys and other equipment in general. And these prices also can rise considerably if you engage into shared activities with the dogs. So dog sports, for example, if you have to go to competitions or buy equipment for this specific sports, it costs money, of course. So for now, our next step is to identify which owner profiles are most affected by these disadvantages. And in some cases, those for whom these costs actually even outweigh the joys of having a dog. So we are still collecting data. So any dog owner listening to us is more than welcome to participate and complete our questionnaire, which we will discuss at the end also. So I can already share some preliminary findings that I find quite relevant to our conversation. For instance, we found that practical and emotional costs are more frequently reported by owners of puppies and senior dogs than by owners of adult dogs. And these costs also appear to be more important for women than for men. So what that means for prospective owners is that they should anticipate not only the challenges of puppyhood, but also the long-term ones. Because senior dogs often require extra care and face health issues, which can mean higher expenses. Relatedly, some breeds are statistically more likely to develop health issues, which also should be considered. Another thing that this means is that in multi-person households, it's important to think how tasks related to the care of the dog will be shared. So far, we have also found that the responsibilities of dog ownership are especially burdensome for people whose dog have behavioral problems. This again emphasizes that the more you invest in your dog from the very beginning, the more positive the experience will be in the long run.
Yes, yes. And you bring up a great point around like life cycle planning. And it's a topic we hear a lot about from our breeders on the Paction platform, but rarely hear about from prospective puppy parents. So those looking to get a dog, almost never are focused on, end of life stage and how that's going to look and that sort of thing. So, given the short lifespan of dogs and caring for aging and ill dogs being listed among the most negatively perceived aspects, what future research might be able to shed more light and insight on how dog owners can be better prepared emotionally, but also logistically for these phases and, that end of life timing.
Yes, so there's few studies on that topic, sadly, but I can already share a little bit about what was published in the past in the scientific literature and how it shows that this is a really important topic to raise awareness about. So caregiver burden, which is usually understood as caring for a an ill dog or aging dog with difficulties connected to age. This caregiver burden has been found to be associated with psychosocial distress in owners and also poorer quality of life for both the pet and the owner. But on the bright side, another study has shown that social support from other people around the pet owner, especially the emotional support, can help alleviate these challenges. Some studies have also highlighted the role of professionals, such as vets, in supporting owners in difficult times, for instance, when they have to make decisions about end-of-life care and sometimes also, sadly, euthanasia of the dog. So I would like to emphasize on the fact that a good relationship with one's vet based on trust is really crucial. As for future studies, including our own, I think they should continue to investigate coping mechanisms in dog care challenges as well as protective factors. This has been done in human studies. So, for instance, preliminary results suggest that the personality and the attachment style of the owner might play a role in how negative or positive these challenges are experienced. Another important yet overlooked topic is dog ownership in old age, because we know that having a dog is often very, very beneficial for the elderly people. But I think it is also very important to make logistical plans in the family for what should happen in case the dog outlives the owner.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a really responsible thing to do for sure. Wow, we've touched on a lot in this short clip today, and thank you so much, Laura. Thank you for all of the insights. It's really inspiring to hear about the canine research going on, and I think nobody would contest how important it is to better understand all of these factors for the well-being of dogs, but also for their owners, to make sure it's a positive experience for everybody. Okay, so for all of you listening in, we're going to be posting a link to Laura's publication for those of you who wish to read more. And Laura mentioned she's also done other interviews with the American Kennel Club. So we'd like to provide everybody with those resources if you're interested in diving a little deeper into canine research. And for everybody who is just intrigued by this, topic as a research topic in general, stay tuned because we'll be releasing an opportunity to get involved in Laura's next research study. It's a great way to contribute to the future well-being of dogs across the world. So thank you again, Laura, and we can't wait to have you back next time. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Brooke.
Okay, bye-bye.